Hi everyone, this is the Canny Couple. I'm Julia, Aaron's behind the camera, and today I want to show you how to make the easiest and cheapest homemade coffee creamer you have ever had. But before we get started, we would really appreciate it if you would hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. So, prices at the grocery store keep going up. I know we drink a lot of coffee creamer in our house, and before we were spending $2 on sale, and then after the house remodel we went to the grocery store to get coffee creamer and we're spending $3 or more on sale for coffee creamer. And I told her, I said, there's just no way we can keep doing this, and it's also got a lot of other things in it that we don't know what they are. Let's just start making our own. So I started experimenting and I finally found a recipe that works for us. So it's 3 ingredients, super simple. So you need milk, vanilla, and sugar. That's all you need. I actually like it with our organic cane sugar, but I'm trying to use this up. So getting rid of this slowly but surely. And milk, I'm using whole milk. It works really well for this. It's what we have in the house. It's just, and we get, $3 per gallon. We're only going to use 8 cups of this. It's how much this recipe calls for, and I double it. So it's going to make 4 cups of coffee creamer. So I've got my pot here, and I would say a pot with a lip is sort of necessary for this recipe. It's so much more helpful. We actually get these for Aaron's barbecue sauces. It works really well for us. So I'm going to take and I'm going to add my milk to my pot. And I just use the jar. It's what we used to put ours in. I use a mason jar. That works really well for us. We do have a pour top. And I'm going to fill 1 to the top. All the way up. And then just pour it in there. Once it's done, close that back up. Okay, and then we're going to add our sugar. So recipe calls for per batch 1 cup of sugar. When I originally started this, it was with brown sugar, and it was for 1 3/4 cup of sugar, and that was way too much.
Yeah, it was just so much.
It was way too much. I don't even think I put that full amount in there. I think I did 1 1/2 cup. So I'm actually going to, instead of do 2 cups, I'm going to do 1 1/2 cups. I've been trying to back off the sugar a bit, so we've been slowly seeing where that medium is. I actually was making double batches with 1 cup of sugar. I could tell there was a difference. Aaron could not. He was okay with it. So 1 cup of sugar for 1 batch is not enough for me. It was enough for Aaron. So if you don't like your coffee creamer to be a bit sweeter, if you're okay with it, that would work for you. But I'm going to do 3 1/2 cups here. This is such an easy recipe. Oh, it's so easy. I can't believe I've spent so much money on coffee creamer after seeing how easy this recipe is. Now, I will tell you, if you like traditional coffee creamer, this doesn't have the thickness of traditional coffee creamer, and you do have to cook it. It does not taste the same if you just do sugar and milk. We've had to do that the past few mornings because we were out of coffee creamer, and it's not the same, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, very different.
You can tell.
The cooking really changes.
It does. I'm just going to start to get the sugar mixed in with the milk, and just, you can kind of tell on the bottom, you'll feel like a thickness on the bottom of the pot. You want to be very careful. We cook in stainless steel for this, so you have to be careful because it will scorch. You just have to be a little bit careful. Okay, I'm incorporated. Now let's add some vanilla, and I have found I don't have to add a lot. I just do like a little splash.
And this is our
homemade
vanilla
in a very old bottle.
Yes.
There we go. Very easy. Smells so good. And you probably could leave out the vanilla. You could use any other extract that you like. If you like a hazelnut or something like that, we've really not tested that at this point. It's been mostly just the vanilla. I will say this tastes super, super good with some chocolate in it too. Homemade chocolate syrup, just a little bit. So that's all you do. And now we are going to cook it on medium for about 40 minutes, watching it, stirring it every once in a while so that it simmers and starts to reduce down a little bit. We don't want it to reduce down like all the way, but you do want it to start to reduce down some. So once it's cooked for 40 minutes to an hour, I usually let it cook for a bit, and I do it on a medium heat. I do it between medium and 4. Like that's the setting on my stove. From then, and then I will finish it up. So it's a really easy recipe. This is the hardest part, letting it cook. So we'll be back when it's cooked for a bit. So it's been about 40 minutes and we are now ready to finish this process. So as you can see, we did have a bit of a mess. It did boil over. That's okay, it happens. With this, I have found if I turn it down for some reason, it'll boil right back over. So that's what happened here. And what we do now is I'm going to take 2 jars because this is a double batch. We're going to take 2 jars and we're going to put half of this mixture into each jar. And I've got this over a bowl. I would normally do this over a sink just in case it were to spill some. And we just want to try to get half of our mixture in there. Set that on the stove because it's hot. I always kind of look at my cups on my jar to see where I am to make sure I try to get that. I was almost right at 2 cups each, so feel pretty good about that. And it didn't spill anything. That's why I love this pot for this specifically. I didn't get it for this specifically. I got it more for Aaron's salsas, but I do love it for that. And I'm going to need 2 gallons, most likely, or another gallon. Now we're just going to fill these up to the top. And there's a lot of recipes out there, but when we tried them, they were just as expensive as me going and buying coffee creamer. There are some that use heavy cream. In my area, heavy cream is $4 if I'm lucky. There's some that use Sweet Cadet's milk. Sweet Cadet's milk for me is $3 a can. So it is so much more expensive for me versus this. And yes, this is an adjustment, especially if you like a thicker creamer. But we do like a thicker creamer, but we've actually found this is very good for us. So if you're looking for a way to cut costs, I would really suggest you give this one a try. I never thought I would get Aaron off of his normal coffee creamer. I would just try it. Oh, of course. Never fails. Ever, ever. Always. We always make a mess. That's okay though. Messes can be cleaned. That's why we use things that are easy to clean. And that's it. This is seriously all we do. And I'm going to put a lid on this one. Set it over here on the stove to let it cool down. I let it cool for about an hour before I go to put it into the refrigerator because this milk is hot. It is hot and you can tell it's quite warm. I don't want to put it in a refrigerator. But I do have some coffee here. This is Aaron's coffee. And we'll show you what it looks like. It is actually quite toasty. Try not to make a mess here. You can tell how that bubbles up. So pretty. Looks like just regular coffee creamer. And it tastes like it too. What do you think of the taste, Aaron? You've drank coffee longer than I have.
Now it's more closer to your cold creamers at the store. Now, if you're used to using like the small travel creamer packets, the non-cold ones, it's farther off from that because I feel like those are more sweeter. Maybe if you added more sugar, it'd get it closer to that if you like it. But it's I mean, honestly, it's very good. The, I prefer this over regular creamer anymore, and it might be too because of the homemade vanilla
Yeah.
where it's so good.
Yeah, you could tell that little bit I put in there. You could tell the difference. Like I said, I didn't have any, so I was like, well, I've got some sugar, I got milk. We'll see what happens. Something in the cooking process changes the flavor.
Yeah.
Even though we added cold milk on top of it, something in that cooking process does change it. I don't know what it is. I don't know the science behind it. That's not my thing. I'm not the science. I'm not Bill Nye, the science guy. But it is we have made this adjustment. It's really worked for us, and it's been a huge cost savings for us. I mean, really quite big. I mean, we're talking we were spending
We were at least going through
2 creamers
every week and a half, probably. So
that was at $5. Now you're gonna pay 6 to 7.
right, and now we cut that back even. I say this right here, cost wise. I mean, it's definitely under.
It's like it's $4 for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, because the milk, we get 2 gallons at $3 a gallon because we get 2 at a time. We're always ahead. We always have to have this milk anyway, so it didn't make sense. We actually started with 2% for us was what we were used to drinking, but then we just decided, well, we'll just use what she's using. It's probably going to be better for us anyways. So we moved to this, and it's just worked out really well. I will say the whole milk does better. Whole milk, it does taste better. It's got that fat in it. But you can tell it looks completely normal. It really does. Now, if you scald your pot or something like that, the milk is for the most part still good. I would strain it. You do need to strain it because it will get like little pieces in it. So do take that extra step to strain it with one of those really fine sieves. That works out really well. I did that once and it worked out okay. I mean, it worked out okay. You couldn't tell. It got all the little pieces out of it. But great alternative. I mean, it really is. It's one of the best alternatives we have found, and we've been using it consistently for, 2 or 3 months now?
3 months now.
3 months now. 3 months now we've been using this exact recipe consistently. I've adjusted the sugar. You can back it off if you like it less sweet. You can back it, push it forward if you like a little bit more. It's very flexible. It's not a recipe you have to be like, oh, I can't use anything but what it says. There was a recipe you can use it, replace the white sugar with brown sugar. I did the white sugar as like our 3rd try because it's cheaper.
Yep.
And we actually like it better than we do the white. I tried it. I said, Aaron, I think this is the one. I think this is the recipe, and it worked out really well for us. So one of the easiest, and from what I have seen, it's one of the cheapest homemade coffee creamers out there. This one has really worked for us. I mean, we go through 1.5 of these every week, and that works out really well for us. So it's consistently kept our costs low. So, anything else to add?
No. Just, if you really like this one, we'd really appreciate it if you give us a thumbs up on it.
Absolutely. If you have a coffee creamer recipe that you use at home, you make yourself, please leave that in the comments below. I would love to try it. I'm always looking for different ways, especially if it's real cost effective and frugal. Any way I could cut back our costs, I'm always looking for that way. And thank you for joining us with the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.